Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 23 of Flamethrone. We have a couple of goblins that want to see the magma mode up close, and I'm eager to show. I mean, it ain't filled up properly yet, but it will. It also brought me to another conclusion. There will be dead fighters due to this damn mode. This is something that I always keep forgetting, well, I keep ignoring it. Whatever. We don't want to fight in the vicinity of the moat. End of the line. Due to that, let's see. I just will try to do something here. I'm not quite sure if it will work the way I want it to work, but we'll try. So, no, that's the button. There we go. So we're going to let everybody run inside so we get to safety. I still hate that burrow commands don't really burrow quickly enough. As you see there, they have the commands to go somewhere else, but they don't really care. There's also animals that wander around here for whatever reason. Interesting. So, well, it's the typical chaos of a dwarven fortress. It's nothing special. We also have snatchers that take the main line in, but they got scared away as some rocks fell on their heads. So now the main invaders are there. So let's see how they'll move. I'll put down these guys here. So here's the big problem. The goblins can see the people in the temple, and therefore they are attackable, and that is what bothers me. We also have a dog dying, obviously. Let's not go all John Wick on them. The dog survived, although seriously injured. Ooh, I doubt that it's gonna survive. Anyways, the invasion is over. It was only a lackluster invasion to begin with, but somebody saved that dog. For real. Nah, well, we have to go John Wick on these goblins. They killed the dog. Anyways. Here's a real big problem for me. I didn't take into account that combat will now happen very close to the surface of this. Ah, well. It is what it is. What's life without a legendary dwarf going up into flames every once in a while? You can play Dwarf Fortress in my book one of two ways mostly. Either you have fun and people die, or you play it stupidly safe and people don't die and you grow eventually very bored with the game. At least that's it for me. I think everybody ticks a little bit different when it comes down to sandbox games. Strong believer of that. Also, while we're at the look at it department, so I went through tendon and wrist pain, and everybody in this fortress has now a order for a box and a cabinet. We need to free the workers so they can do their thing again. So that means it'll take a while, but we will have eventually a fully geared out fort. This also means that, boy oh boy, we need to quarry some granite because I just ordered around 100 pieces of furniture that are not produced yet. So I think this won't work out. So where's the granite? Didn't we have that stuff down all the way down here? Yes. Good. So let's see. Do I already have sort of a quarry here anywhere? Yes, no, maybe. Just want to go as close to the surface as I can. As you see there, granite is quite available. Alright, let's take that spot here. Not yet assigned. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to preemptively churn out some large amount of boulders here. I know that these will be required. Okay, so far, so good. And the extra surplus magma from this arch is now flowing into the system. We will have now magma for ages. Wonderful. I like that. The moat is now filling much quicker with the second add-on here. This was really the one of the major things that I will do differently about magma in the future. I will plan with much wider streams so we can get ourselves way more magma flow. Oh, look, marble. And fancy gemstones, the valuable ones. Well, so down here, we are happy miners in every aspect. I mean, things are looking really, really good for us here. But things are also getting more and more dangerous here. That's another thing that I can't really leave out here. We have access to a very, very dangerous place, and, well, due to the semi-molten rock intrusions here, it's getting harder and harder to pull off the scrying trick with the green glass blocks. So, altogether, we are always at risk. Kumiel is not finding a needed item. That is bad. Leather, cloth, quarry, rough gems, shining bars of metal, cut gems, stacked leather. So, well, are we that out of cloth? We have... so we have no plant fiber cloth available. None at all. Plant fiber cloth remains sort of a problem for this fortress every time. Let's see. There's also no pigtail on the fields currently, which is bad. It's always the same with those guys. Technically, I do have a limiter for them to not do this. Practically, the work orders are so big that they tend to override, or they tend to ignore the requirements. And the shimmering cloth quiver. Yeah, I heard you guys, so... Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to build a pedestal for that one, and finally put it to display, as it has even found its way to the legends of the comment section. So, rock pedestal. This way I don't need to find out in which section they are stored. I mean, I think there is even a own subsection for quivers, if I remember correctly, but I want to do a quick fix, you know? Sometimes you just want to be done with a topic real quick. And I think displaying it here in the guild hall of the miners is absolutely fitting. This is just going to upgrade the guild hall and going to do everything that we wanted to do. So... let's do something like this. You'll like that, promise. I can't do the windows yet. Alright. So finally work orders down here are getting into work again. I feel so bad for this poor little fella. So what we can do sometimes... there are plant fibers that can be used out here for plant production. I have the jobs to process plants in general, so I am not unable to how to put it. We have a stockpile zone, sorry. That distracts me. Yes, I do. So, now I lost my train of thought. I'm very sorry. Yeah, now the jobs that I set up should be able to just process whatever plant fiber goes into my possession into fabric. So, I really want to try to save the guy, you know. Meanwhile, I'm assigning those elven arrows to the trash can. Where they belong. They're crap. Seriously, they're really bad. And we should probably also consider giving our honorary areas a little bit more. Luxury, that's the word. Today I'm somehow really struggling more with about words than usual. But it happens at times. So, flashing metal. All right, we're going to build with that flashing metal here. Can I do something that's actually nice to look at? Some ornament? We don't really have much of that stuff. Too bad. Would have been awesome, but we already have a badass bridge. I think that has to suffice. So why is that other temple so absolutely not? It's one of the weird things in this game, or in this run in general. Let me show you. So when we go for temples, we have this whopping majority of this entire faction just worshiping one god. I've never saw that. And to make matters more interesting, they don't even have an organized religion. This is the weirdest thing ever. Everybody believes in Erdem, but there's no church of Erdem. That's it's very unexpected, to say the least. All right, but I figure we are at the spot where we need to think about our prestige. Exactly, because a ruler is coming. Right on cue. So yeah, we are the capital. We are not the mountain home yet, but we are the capital. So yeah, look at us. The king is going to live now here. The frickin' king. Alright, we have work at our hands. I mean, I gotta say, this is a fort befitting for a king, in all honesty. This is just... yeah, I love it. Okay, so the king's quarters. I think the king deserves something better than the rest. Right? Right. So when we want to separate things properly, how can we pull this off? Ugh, it ain't that easy, isn't it? So, well... I either want the king to reside deep, deep in the mountain, or close to the surface. But I think we're going to give the king the an extra level. There we go. That's what I want to do. So the basic idea is quite simple. We're going to have very majestic quarters at all ends, close to the caldera, as it is befitting. And I also want to have a nice and fancy throne room. These, by the way, are the king's quarters in the making. And that's gonna be the royal office. Maybe not like that. I love to plan pompous and expansive stuff like that. So, Libash, the Baroness of Tamewild is visiting. Wait a sec, I thought you were missing. Did I get something wrong in my records? Well. But we have a ton of barons and baronesses visiting us. Love that. So, we're also going to give the outpost liaison, obviously, its honors. So there's going to be a really, really lush and expansive apartment suite here as well. That makes me oddly happy. There we go. So I think this should be just fine. And then we take the throne room into this direction here. Make a nice large hall. This is gonna be the royal grave. Make that. Maybe not these. Alrighty. So, and let's narrow the hallway down to this. Alright, that's a start, isn't it? Okay, so only the finest of floors. This means that we're definitely going to use marble all over the place, as marble is a flux stone and therefore more valuable than regular stone. This isn't so far interesting as it increases the value of our artworks, because art is only a multiplier, never a innate value in itself. If you put a artwork on a piece of floor, it just multiplies the value of the piece of floor. Therefore, having adamantine floorboards would be dope. I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, the surgeon is wrestling with a Kea. And these creatures, they don't have any decency whatsoever. They even fly down into our mountain. The creatures. Okay. So that's that. Yeah, I think this is just what I wanted to see. We have now a proper royal retinue and a proper royal level and all. So the monarch is very, very demandy and needy, right? So, and we need to give him some adamantine furniture as well. I mean, it would be a little bit humiliating if the Baron had the much better and much more adamantine quarters. I think we don't get away with that with His Highness. So another thing that I want to do is I want to have a look at my king. I gotta say, I haven't seen that guy ever. I've only read about him, so there we go. I mean, we also have now the Baroness consort, person that we've been interacting with. So Damas Stukostosit. All right. There we go. He's legendary at something. A blacksmith. A legendary blacksmith. Right on. So, as we can see here, this guy has been a former member of the Girder of Discovery. Let's see. I bet that... Let's see, the Chasms of Terra. Here we go. That's that. And the Girder of Discovery. Right. So, as we see, this man is absolutely linked to the stories here. Oh no, it's gonna be a tragedy. Can't already foresee that. So, yeah, well, with the next caravan, we're going to buy a stupendous amount of fabrics. Got it. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for this whole system to fully pressurize. Alright. There's the first pieces in the trash disposal unit. The incinerator is being loaded. I didn't really order it yet, but I don't mind either. Alright. So, these guys did a really quick job, didn't they? What are we going to do now? I want all that quartzite gone. So, my stockpile, though, here is really not up to the task. So, we're going to do this like that. I just could make it invisible as well, I know. But, whatever. So all the excess quartzite can now be brought somewhere else, as His Highness does not like all the boulders in his domain. Anyways, so we're going to make the bedroom back there. That's that. Then we got to bring in tables. I mean, this is going to be obviously quite a big project here. Therefore, we're now really just placing down the basics. Which is really no over-exaggeration. These are really just the basics for a royal setup. Alright, so weapon racks. And armor stands. Nobility loves to show off. There we go. Oh, that's one too many. Right. And the quiver quest is not over. I haven't forgotten about it. So, let's see. We need to put a display in here. Then there's gonna be a door. And let's disable the planner. So, loop-de-doo, only the most valuable gemstones I do use for these. Don't know, it makes me oddly happy to decorate this place like that. So we're going to put the quiver on this thing there, and the door will be locked. Effectively, this is a bit of a shame, because that means that nobody will be taking pleasure out of this item displayed there, because it's going to be locked away, but it's going to increase the value of the guild hall, and therefore make people happy. So there is a cavity. Great. We don't know anything about that place though, so the only thing I can do is the classic thing. Place down some doors. Ooh, we can use an artifact door for the king. And do some fortifications. Yeah, well, sucks that all these doors are singular doors, huh? Ah, well. The obsidian material items here are really looking amazing in contrast to the quartzite and the marble. I gotta say, this is one fancy apartment thing here. It's among the more beautiful things. I guess it won't be good enough for the king, though, because kings are needy little pieces, but whatever. So that's gonna be the king's office. And lastly, we need a dining hall for the king. So yeah, there's slight overlaps, but it's not that much of a big deal. Whoops. Alright, so yeah, things are not as prestigious as they are supposed to be. I know, I'm very sorry. But take this artifact door, your highness. It'll surely please. Alright, so back here, we're going to go for the Royal Crypt. Let's see. That's gonna be copper. If we only have very limited amounts of metal available, we're just going to work with what we got. So, some bismuth bronze on these spots. And now these need only 6 each. I hope it won't look shitty. Because that's always the biggest risk when you're doing stuff like that. Alright. And let's fill up the rest with bronze. Yikes! There goes all my metal, but on the other hand, it is just the royal tomb. What should I do? Royal tombs tend to be costly. Royalty tends to be costly in general. Alright. Okay, this looks actually really decent and pleasant. Phew! You just got to take a leap of faith times. And why are those Kea molesting my whole fortress all the time? If I only knew. Alert. What's alerting? That is really disturbing. So... okay. We got no clue. Oh. Okay, I think I have a clue where those people went missing. Huh. Well, probably we shouldn't have the corpse pile next to the magma mode. Probably. Okay, let's not talk about that. I think they burned together. If that's any consolation, I think they no, never mind. Alrighty, let's look at the shiny things again. Oh boy, I hate it when that happens. Seriously. So, quivers, shimmering cloth quiver, boom, just like that. So now we're going to have some serious display of wealth around there, and the super valuable quiver is now therefore rescued. It amazes me to see that this poor guy trying to craft this artifact hasn't gone nuts yet. He is still trying to, but it can't take that much longer until he loses it. So, well, that brings me to the point to just accept the fact that, well, fortresses without access to the cavern levels, it's always a gamble, as you lose access to many very important resources, as you see. Anyways, we're going to continue our endeavors in the next episode. I still have a big old outpost liaison thing to build. Jeez, words today. Anyways, thanks for being around, you all. I really appreciate you hanging out here, and I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment down below, leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and as usually, I'd be delighted if you guys checked out the description box, filled with goodies, links to other Let's Play things, and of course, methods, ways, and means to support the channel financially. I'd be very delighted if you did so. I love what I do, but I also have to pay my bills. I hate it that it is what it is, but you guys are really amazing at supporting, and I deeply appreciate all the help that you have done for me and the family. So, that all being said, thanks for being around, and thanks for watching, especially because that is the most important way of support of them all. And yeah, that's that. Not much more to say. See you all next time. Bye bye.